Welcome to the bullpen. This is our monthly look at what's happening in markets, and we have the pleasure of doing it today from Commodity Classic, underway in Houston, Texas. First time this meeting's been in Houston. Over 10,000 people here at this meeting. Pretty amazing. We're talking, as always, with Tommy Grisafi from Advanced Trading, ATI Pro Media. Tommy, you've been busy here at Classic itself. You've, of course, Advanced has a booth here, but you've also been on the Commodity Classic stage as well. Let's talk about that first of all. What was the message?
Sure, good group. The message was about AI. We talked about AI, then we talked about markets, and we talked about media and how it's all tied together. The truth is, Don, if what I think is going to happen in AI happens in agriculture, we're going to have massive more bushels and see a leap in technology. And here we have the farmer who's walking around complaining that the USDA said 177 yield instead of 175, and you have a farmer who's walking around pretending they stink at farming, and you have a $1 million piece of John Deere equipment over there that's going to make you great at farming. So what is it, folks? Are we going to be in the bushel business, or are we going to pretend there's a USDA conspiracy theory? But the truth is, I think agriculture is massively underestimating how AI is going to affect it.
We're really at the front step of this whole process.
First inning, right? And you could watch that through Nvidia stock. I showed them how Nvidia's trading close to $800 share, and it went up $500 in the last year. And pretty much anything that's a chip that involves AI, Nvidia touches or something like it, and that technology, they really are ahead of it. And so companies like Microsoft and Nvidia are just making new record highs every day. I looked down before we started, NASDAQ made a new record high today. There's just so much money in tech, and that tech will come to ag. Sometimes in ag, Don, we're a little skeptical, a little cautious, but once we grab it, we go with it.
Well, this is a high-tech business. You can see this on this trade show floor.
Yeah, one of the things I talked about was 5 years ago when you and I were here, they were talking about autonomous, you're not going to be in the cab anymore. That didn't really happen. I think we're going to still be having humans and equipment, but this equipment's going to be loaded with all types of treats to produce the bushels.
Let's talk about these markets. What have you seen this week?
Corn's up 4 days in a row. That was nice to end February. Today is Leap Day, right? So if your birthday's today, you only have it every 4 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
And so that'd be a heck of a party. It's February's over, and we're moving on, and corn's up 4 days in a row. We started ugly markets today and bounced back. That's a great sign. You have to understand what a low level we're at. When you look at the markets, we're at very low levels still. It's nothing to get excited about. But yet, it's good to be at Commodity Classic talking about markets going up.
We went through this whole month of February, the spring pricing period for crop insurance. The market didn't give us a lot to get excited about there.
No, call it 460 in corn, and I'm thinking 1160 in beans. But those are the levels. They are set. And the risk to the American farmer is still that we have a record crop and prices go down, or we have a trade war or something. But even though prices are low, they can go lower.
So with that in mind, how should the grower protect himself? What kind of risk strategy should they have?
Great question. We're attaching options to that crop insurance now. We're going out to July. We're using a short-dated put option. We're matching that put with the crop insurance level, and we're going to pretend we're going to grow a big crop. Whether it happens or not, we'll worry about it down the road, but we can't pretend we're not awesome at farming.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Outside markets, you touched on a bit on today. It was pretty successful.
Yeah, one thing, Bitcoin's going crazy. Bitcoin was up 4,000 yesterday, up 3,000 a day. Obviously, I don't own any, and probably nor do you, but we wish we did. So we messed up not buying Nvidia stock. We messed up not owning Bitcoin. That's today. We'll see where we are in a month or two, but there are some markets absolutely exploding.
It's fun to come to Classic. To me, it kind of stretches your mind. You get to talk to a lot of different producers and really get a sense of what's happening around the country. What have you been hearing from when you're talking to farmers?
We thought there would be more pessimism, and there's a lot of optimism. They're admitting they made a mistake not selling more grain, and they're moving forward, and they are just the eternal optimist. I tried to scare them in my meeting just to bring awareness. I'd rather try to scare them and be wrong than not have told them and be right.
Yeah, I've been sitting in a lot of the policy meetings. Obviously, a lot of focus still on this farm bill, a lot on crop insurance and how we can enhance what we have in that crop insurance program, but also a lot of focus on regulations. We know ultimately the bottom line comes to what kind of cost we have, and those regs certainly can impact that.
Yeah, and Vilsack's going to be here tomorrow. That's supposed to be a big buzz. We'll see what he says. People are hoping to be optimistic. We don't have a farm bill, and that's kind of embarrassing.
Vilsack on the stage with the EPA Administrator, Michael Reagan. I don't know if that's ever happened before, at least not here at Commodity Classic. These corn growers are waiting for an announcement on that GREET model for how they're going to be doing that land use modeling, those kind of things. So I think there's a lot of hope, anyway, that there will be an announcement coming up at that meeting.
Yeah, what time is that so I can be ready?
8:30 tomorrow morning. Be ready.
Okay, yeah, market's open at 8:30. We'll see what they say. That could be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think a lot of growers are too. Tommy, as always, we always appreciate the chance to connect. It's fun to do it right here at Classic.
Thanks. Good to see you in person, Don.
Tommy Grisafi from Advanced Trading, ATI Pro Media. That's our monthly look at the markets. We call it the bullpen.